Well, look at the brutal dictator Trump. And to be fair, prior to Trump, the Obama regime, and then there was the Bush regime, and the Clinton regime, and the Reagan regime. Americans are starving, then and now. Look at the face of the Americans starving. Side by side, you can hardly tell that one is in America and one is in another country. And what does President Trump do besides sending $6 billion to Israel? Sends another $20 billion in arms so they can kill more people and create more starving. And it seems to be a real theme with the Trump regime and the starvation. His latest cruel move on the Venezuelans, just to prove that they're right, they're going to cause starvation. And all the money that they are spending, the millions of dollars through this propaganda, this anti-Maduro, this anti-Iran, this anti-Syria propaganda, they could have fed the Americans. They could have built some schools. And in my day, we used to call it the projects. In the poor neighborhoods, it could have brought economy, jobs to the poor neighborhoods. It's a man in his car. Look at that. That's, with his kids starving. That's the norm in California. What gets me is these other countries that take a beating from the verbal abuse from the Trump regime and the Obama regime and, of course, the Clinton regime, or the Bush regime, Jr. before that. They just sit there and take a beating, but yet they do not point out the obvious. Americans are starving. The Trump regime, like the Obama regime, use chemical weapons on their people daily. There's actually law saying that the DOD, the Department of Defense, can test their weapons on American citizens. We posted a video on that. Take a good look. Outside of a couple of these, it's pretty much all America. People dressed in purple, I don't think that's America. Woman wears a red, white, and blue flag. One in 6 people in the United States struggle with hunger. I don't know what that picture of with that woman that has the old-fashioned bonnet, what that's all about. It's ridiculous. But the point of this video is to show you Trump is starving his people to death. And he has the nerve, the absolute nerve, to point at other countries. Of course, some of these towards the end here. Well, the guy sitting on the sidewalk, that's America. The little kid in the tub is not America. But when you look at them side by side, is there really that much difference between America and Africa? And of course, the lady looking so somber with her kids crying on her shoulder, that was from the Great Depression. Seeking human kindness. Now, how many people have passed by someone? I'm not talking about the fakers. I'm talking about the people who are so grungy and skinny. Yeah, know they've been starving. And they're not able to get what they need from one of those places. And who can blame them if they don't want to go to one of those places? Like FEMA and the other places. where you might end up a slave in Saudi Arabia or a victim to whatever FEMA decides to do with you. You know, FEMA is actually an agency that was started, well, actually, guess which, let me put it this way, guess which state instructed Jimmy Carter to start FEMA? I'll give you one guess, and if you're awake, you'll get the answer correct. Till next time.